guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be playing an indie game I found on Steam called 1000 Lies. I found it while looking in the anime section on Steam. It's a visual novel style type game from what I understand. The summary was a boy who starts getting mysterious emails from a girl, and it's sort of like a romantic comedy with a psychological twist. So let's figure this out. Hopefully it's a goodie. It's a free-to-play game, so you never know what you're gonna get with those. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the awesome goodness that happens on the channel. And let's hop right in. New game? Much like the origin of our dreams, three youths forged their friendship out of unclear beginnings. The innocence of their childhood souls knew nothing of the ulterior motives that the jaded mind of an adult might have. That sounds a little creepy. It's a pity that no decision is the virtue, a fabrication which lies between the chromatic spectrum of consequences that adults insist on simplifying only as either black or white. So they maintain that lies should not be told. Lying is wrong. With empty words, they wage their futile battle against human nature, pretending to know what they speak. It's ironic how rather than erasing lies by teaching us not to fabricate falsehoods, we learn to make them better. Very true. After all, who honestly seeks the truth? We only open our ears to the confirmation of our biases. And that's strange, because in my opinion, there is no one who is more sincere with their words than the greatest liar of them all. Touché. Didn't think we were going to start this off with such like a deep tone. Notes fell readily from my memory and onto the piano keys as my fingertips recreating the trite sound of maestro. Whenever I see Family Guy has tainted Debussy for me. I think is how you pronounce it. I just picture that Family Guy skit every time I see it. His esteemed melody. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. It's hilarious. I played for no attentive listeners and no grand auditorium. Only one man fell within earshot of my tune. As weak with his words as with his posture, he shifted his eyes about in a mixture of fear and doubt. Even if I were to close my eyes, I could draw his feature in the void with nothing more than my memories. Every feature, every pulsing movement, the signs of his face that age had yet to win its long battle against his youth. I can still taste the crisp and bittersweet flavor my mind gave to the air on the day I found him, staring so intently at the starry sky as if he wanted to leave the rest of the world behind. The day you found him? So was he like a lost puppy? That infamous night, quietly overseen by Maestro, would change everything forever. Come on, want to go see how haunted that mansion really is? The boy could hardly contain his excitement as he spoke. His two friends, his only audience, frowned in response, reluctant to give him their answer. They couldn't be fooled by such superstitions as ghosts, nor were they motivated to spend their time disproving their existence. Yet somehow, they just couldn't find it in themselves to say no to their eager friend, perhaps due to his eloquence, or to be frank, his persistence. Their entrance was heralded by abandoned spiderwebs, ramshackle walls, and frayed curtains. Unfortunately, there were no specters to speak of. Unfortunately, I would think fortunately would be better. The boy had little need of ghosts now, though, for the trembling signs of fear had gripped his friends, served more than adequately as for his entertainment for the day. So our intrepid leader took point, taking his exploration party deeper into the dust-veiled interior of the old mansion. He brought his attention to a single book laid atop an aging podium, a sure sign that no pages of content were more worthy of reading than those found within the centerpiece on display. Its words were still legible, if only just, and apart from the rest of the treatise on keeping close relationships unbroken, it offered a dire warning. Desecrating that which does not belong to you will bring nothing but punishment. That which you love will inevitably become the greatest of our fears. When during the Syzygy? I have no idea what that is. 3 elements must become 2. Which one will you discard? That's weird. If it had been a spell from a witch's book, the 3 youths lacked the knowledge to understand. Nonetheless, they would soon regret having brought life to the words upon the page. So since there's 3 of them and it said 3 elements in the book, does it mean that they have to pick a friend to like die or go away or sacrifice? From out of the darkness, shackles appeared and bound the 3 together with unbreakable chains that only they could see, doomed to keep to each other's company eternally. Oh god, I couldn't imagine being shackled to 2 of my friends forever. I mean, I love my friends, but no. Hey, do you think I could learn to play the piano? Are you serious? Why would I bother to teach you? You'd had more time to learn than I have. No, that's not what I meant. I was just curious. Well, it's a simple question with a long and complicated answer, so here it is. No. Alrighty, Dick. What? Why not? Do you really need me to spell it out for you? You're the expert. It shouldn't be hard to tell me what's wrong. What's wrong? Oh, where do I begin? For example, those sausage links you call fingers. You think there's any instrument that would accommodate you? It sounds like you're just trying to make me go away. I've never heard of anyone not being able to play the piano for such a stupid reason. I have. I suppose that depends on your goals. You can bang away at the keys to your heart's content, for example. You're not very good at this pep talk thing, you know. There's a strange spell which bound the 3 youths together. Okay, I'm really confused as to the relationship between this story and the guy playing the piano. It was a strange spell which bound the 3 youths together. Should they try to spread out and seek their own path, the chain on their legs would grow tighter, keeping them together. But if 2 of them agreed to stay close to each other, they could grant the 3rd prisoner an extended length of distance. The links in the chains were uninterrupted by obstacles. They only enforced the proximity with which the prisoners must be held. Still, they could find a way to live with their curse, with none but themselves being the wiser to it. And how could anyone believe that the 3 friends have been physically bound by a chain which eludes the sight of everyone but its prisoners, passes through all obstruction, and is untouchable to anyone else? Yeah, if somebody told me that, I would probably think they were insane. Under the premise that they used to spend all their time together, none of them thought this incident would harm their lives too much. Using their imaginations, they could manage some way to go on with their lives. I can think of plenty of ways, like, what if you need to take a shower? I mean, I guess it depends on how far apart they can actually physically get. But, I mean, how are they supposed to go on dates and get jobs unless they all work at the same place and date the same girl? In time, a change came upon them. Just as the origins of their friendship remain unclear, so too would it be difficult to pin down just what had kept them united. A light of their childhood innocence would die a slow death, or perhaps even that innocence was another lie fabricated to disguise their selfishness. These were the thoughts which plagued the leader's mind as he began to silently observe the faces of the ones that he called his friends, who had now become unrecognizable to him. And unable to find the words to form his apology, he chose to simply run away. Is that even an option? I thought that they were all bound together. Oh, I guess it did say if 2 stayed really close together, one could leave. So I guess he just took off and fucked the other 2 over? Come off it already. You didn't come here for a piano lesson. If you've got something to say, spit it out already. But the kid merely choked on his words, unable to force his thoughts into the open air. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. You're a grown man and you can make your own decisions. You don't need me to tell you what to do. You know that every choice comes with a price. I don't want you to come crying to me later as if I were responsible for your decisions. Through the corner of my eye, I could see that no amount of shaming language would drive him away, yet he still milled about in his own indecisiveness. I sighed audibly, making my displeasure with the status quo abundantly clear. So I wonder if the man that he found that had aged is one of the boys from the story. That would make the story relevant. Fine, do you want to know what made me learn how to play the piano? It had been an impromptu change of subject, surprising even myself. I was never one for improvisation. Bringing it close to the piano's melody, I pushed myself away from the keys. I raised my hands up as if to display them alongside my words. I'll tell you what spurred me on to play this instrument. It was after someone told me the most discouraging thing. It's weird. That with fingers as thick as mine, I would never be able to play any instrument. Which is what he just told that kid. So he ran, struggling against his own loss of breath until the cruel chains trailing behind him rose up to remind him of their limited length. But that would not stop him. Surrender was beyond his understanding now. No senseless witchcraft would be allowed to outperform his will. He didn't care about the blood or the pain. He would keep on running, empowered by his will, even if his legs were to break. The chain stretched with each step, with a metallic echo of the links breaking behind him. Groaning under the pressure, each link in the chain warped and bent to the breaking point, struggling to match the strength of his determination. So it was that the curse vanished into thin air, leaving no trace that it had ever bound anyone together. Only then did he return to his senses to find what he had bled and suffered to gain, solitude, in a barren land bereft of his peers. Well, hello. Even his footsteps had vanished in the trail behind him. He was truly alone. What's with you today, Mr. Chance? You just want to... Never again would he be able to find the important people he had lost. 1,000 Lies, Chapter 1. Alright, not really sure what kind of turn this story is going to take, but we're going to roll with it. It's kind of an interesting little intro. Okay. Ziva Shani? I know how you feel about me, but this is really loud. Oh, that's much better. Anyway, I mean, we spent a lot of time together. It's fun being with you, but, like, you're great friends, so it would be better not to lose that. I'm sorry, Diane. What is with these weird-ass names? I don't know what I'm saying. Why did you have to confess to me here and now? Oh, no, not the friend zone talk. Saron? So that's the main character. It's not you, it's me. Is that what you wanted to say? But the truth is that until now, I was your second choice, the backup in case the first didn't pan out. Am I wrong? No, it's not like that, I swear. That's precisely the issue, Ziva. I'm tired of hedging my words with you, with everyone. I knew that nothing could ever be the same after confessing, after expressing how I felt. I thought you would accept my feelings, and I was happy. I couldn't believe that someone like me could connect with another person, although now that I see that it was all fake. I've been thinking about it, and now it's clear to me. One of us has been playing with the other's emotions without considering the consequences. Ooh, burn. And now you don't even have the courage to go back, in spite of finding out the truth. Don't you see that with that attitude, we can only hurt ourselves? I thought I loved and adored you. Now I'm not so sure. Oh, burn! God, ultimate burn. I can't imagine, like, somebody confessing to me and then me being like, oh, sorry, I don't like you like that, and then just roasting me like that. Maybe I was deceiving myself all those times we spent together, or maybe it was just my lack of experience. The only thing I do know is that we can't keep going down this painful road. And even so, a part of me doesn't want to let you go, even if that means we're only friends. Even knowing the suffering that awaits me. How did I pronounce that name? Saran? Saran. We're gonna go with that. Saran, what are you thinking? How could you say something like that? Whispers spread throughout the classroom. Oh Lord, he did all this monologuing in front of a group of students. As expected, we became the center of attention, and students from all of the nearby classrooms crowded around to eavesdrop. The pressure put on me by the current situation makes my legs begin to shake. Still, somehow I managed to look calm and composed. Aussie. Come on, Ziva, Sar. Let's take a minute to calm down, okay? Don't you think it'd be better to talk about this later? The next class is going to start any moment, and I don't think... You're one to talk, Aussie. Everything is your fault, after all. Huh? What did I do now? So you already knew. Nobody told me, and if that's what you're worried about, I figured it out on my own. I just had to put 2 and 2 together. So they must be dating. He must be the other man. I don't think I understand what's going on. Would someone care to explain? Yeah, Ziva, do it. Explain it to him. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I ruined the lives of my 2 best friends because it was selfish. I've already been rejected. Are you sure about that, Indian? Indian? I don't want to. Ziva puts her hands on her shoulders as she tries to cheer me up. Or on my shoulders. Would make sense to put her hands on her own shoulders. I nod at her to indicate that she can continue, then I choose to walk away, leaving them in silence. Pushing my way past the crowd of students and a teacher, I head into the hallway without ever looking back. I'm running away, I know, but there are times when being a coward is the only way to survive on the battlefield. True story. I can't blame him. I'd probably want to run away from that awkward-ass situation myself. From the hallway, I can still hear what's happening on the other side of the door. I can hear the woman I love declaring her love for another man. It's gotta hurt. The students inside the classroom suddenly erupt in various noisy reactions. The combined sound deafens everyone else. Even then, there's still a sound I can't ignore. My heart is broken, leaving me feeling empty inside. Aw, poor kid. How foolish. I'm no more than a feeble cuckold resigned to never leave his nest. My soul is sinking further into the drain of depression while the world keeps spinning. I'm unable to bear the sound of everyone else's happiness. My sanity is blinded by jealousy, which in turn causes me to retreat into loneliness. I'm not even a third of the man I used to be. For what reason should I keep this farce up? I'm sorry, Ziva. I'd be lying if I said I didn't like you. I'm sorry? That doesn't sound too good. Then what's the problem? There's no problem. You're beautiful. Any man's ideal woman. I've dreamt of you many times, of us being together, going on walks while I hold your hand, even our wedding. I dreamt of the house we would buy, the 3 kids we would have, the names we would give them. Aussie? But it's impossible now. The truth is, I'm in love with someone else. What a liar. He's just trying to spare his poor friend's feelings. Which is sweet. So it is true. I've suspected it, but I couldn't believe it. She's here, right? That's right. I'm talking about the new substitute teacher. Okay, I really didn't expect that to be legit. Everybody's alarm bells go off in unison. Everyone's gaze shoot towards the entrance to the classroom. Standing there is a wide-eyed substitute teacher ready for her very first class. The tension causes her to drop her books. A soft, stuttering noise is all that her brain can process right now. Regardless, she didn't need to say anything, not before she got cut off by sudden hysterical applause. Great, how fantastic. I knew beforehand that something like this might happen. The silence is deafening. You can see the pity growing on everyone's faces. It feels as if the Grim Reaper himself has sentenced them all to an ill fate. You have wanted to confess before Aussie did. Both of us knew what he had been planning and about his unrequited love for the teacher that the rest of this class hadn't even met yet. That's why we had to move on ahead, and out of fear, and I out of despair. My words, parted by the sound of my breathing and accompanied by the sound of my steps, crashed down upon Ziva as I walked to my desk. Although the weight of her actions is crashing down upon her shoulders, Ziva manages to rise up again purely out of self-pity. So, did he confess to her, and when she shot him down, he basically was like, yeah, you should tell him that you like him, just to get some, instant karma because he knew he was gonna reject her? It's kind of cruel but hilarious. Despite knowing that, you still took the risk. I don't understand you, Eddie, and I don't think I ever will. In the end, it seems the 2 of us had the same goal. I guess we're not alike. We're more alike than I thought. No, we aren't. My hand clumsily reaches for something to grasp until I can clutch something while my face twists into a distorted smile. I convince myself that this time I really will win and I won't let go. I can prove to you that my love is real. I can show you just how strong my resolve is, Ziva. The scissors. He grabbed the scissors. Don't do this, Tsar. We can still talk this over. What? What the hell is going on? Idiot, no. No! What the fuck just happened? I took a hard left. I thought I was empty inside. But my hands are stained with blood. I guess I can't change how I feel after all. What the fuck? Goodbye, Ziva. What? What? What is even going on? It's over. Mission accomplished. Idiot is dead. Thank you all. I hope you had as much fun as I did. The spectators began to clap. Due to Ziva's popularity, she receives the most attention. You can only hear them cheer her name. Seeing her play that kind of role is something new and bold, something the audience excitedly welcomes. Okay, so I'm assuming it was all a play. That really did catch me by surprise, though. Good job well done. There's no better way to start the day, right, compañero? Ozzy helps me get up, then shake off the ketchup on my clothes. My shirt is a complete wreck, but what could I do? It was a small price to pay in exchange for some laughs. We aren't known as the class clowns for nothing. We eat pranks like this for breakfast. You weren't yourself. You were beating around the bush too much. What the hell was that about with a wedding and kids? Believe me, bud, it's not every day you get a confession from Ziva, even if it was just acting. It's totally normal to start picturing things like a wedding and our 4 future children together. Wasn't it 3? A lot of things have happened since then, compañero. Ignoring my friend's reproductive capacity in his dream world, I try to get the class's attention. The show may be over, but the MC still has something left to say. Please listen. I have something to announce. Be quiet until I'm finished. Ladies and gentlemen, and Aussie. How am I not a gentleman? Thank you for coming to our little production. I do hope you enjoyed it. But we mustn't forget to whom we dedicated this practical joke. Someone who also had a small role to play. Round of applause for our already beloved substitute teacher. Please, come up to the stage and introduce yourself. We don't even know your name yet. The target of all the shouts and whistles, our victim stands petrified against the wall, even paler than before. At first she appears frightened, then she frowns, until finally she scowls and begins puffing out her nose like an enraged bull. What other reaction could we expect from our little prank? Right, the 3 of us end up in the principal's office. Alright, well, I think that's a good enough place to end this for now. So far the story seems to be going a little slow. I think we're just trying to get some character development going on. I have no idea how long this game is going to be. Hopefully it's not crazy, insanely long like some visual novels hope to go. But I think that's a good enough stopping place for now. Characters seem fun and the jokes are kind of funny. So I have good high expectations for this. It seems to be going well so far. I just hope that we get to pick up the pace a little bit more. But that's enough for now. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next video.